So guys, I just I just screwed these in. Once I screwed them in individually, you can spin this and adjust it from the center. And I just already spread the anti-seize, as you can see right there. See how there's a little gray discoloration? The anti-seize is in there. See how it opens up and spreads. So of course these are opposite threaded than this side. I believe this side's the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. This one's just opposite world. So what I'm doing is I close it all the way down, so I made sure I got all the threading in there. Then I'm going to take off the OEM one, compare the two, and just expand it. I'm going to go with, well, the OEM height to begin with, because I've seen someone with a Golf R install it, and there's no resistance in it. So I'm going to try that theory, because it's adjustable. So if it's not riding, driving correctly, and it's not seating right, then I'll just remove these lock nuts and adjust it. So, hey guys, I just took this apart. I'm about to install these Spulen adjustable end links. Look at this. That's nice, solid. These are really heavy. These feel like at least a pound. And these are pretty solid and sturdy too. See, that's pretty thick metal right there. Got some substantial strength in there. So I got some green Loctite. If you don't know, Permatex makes green, blue, and red. Red being the permanent, blue being like sturdy and stuff, but green being, blue being like sturdy and sticking, and then sticking and pretty good. But green, I find, is it holds just fine, and then you can always break it loose, and it protects the metal too. I know I see this has a lock washer or a locking nut with it, but I'm just going to put a little bit of the green on here when I tighten it down. I also have the Permatex's anti-seize because I've seen people do it as well, and it makes sense if I want to adjust it some more while it's on the car and stuff, and with dirt, grime, and whatever. I'm going to put some anti-seize on all these threads and thread it back in so it won't get locked up, and because I've seen these stainless steels even rust. So I'm going to do that, and I don't do very many installation videos. I just explain it. So I'm just going to put a little bit there, get it on there. This I'm just going to like dabble and drip a little bit on there, and then tighten that down. It's pretty self-explanatory after I took the wheel off how to take these off. Okay, I'm going to go to the next step. Alright guys, got the wheel off. I put the wheel up, jack stand, jack in place. Just let you know, safety first. So that's the end link right there, the factory end link. Yeah. Yep, and looks like my Longacre spring inserts are still in place, working good, working strong. Yep, still in place, didn't move out of place. Yeah, they make a huge difference with my ride quality now. So guys, this is obvious. You got a nut here. Let's take it off. Yep, that's all it is right there. Looks like there's an Allen keyhole here, so to hold it in place, and then I just unscrew this off. The other one looks like it'll be a little easier to install. And this one's like flipped over onto the opposite side up here. So, yep, another Allen keyhole, and then but I got an impact gun, so I'm just going to impact that off. But this one, I don't think I can get to, so I have to use a key to get that one off. And that's simple. After I pull that out, then I'll finish this bad boy off. Okay guys, looks like the passenger side front is pretty long, and the on the Golf R, it's like sticking upward and then doing this as I took it off. Yeah, I had to kind of force it a little bit after I slipped it out and raised the suspension and slipped it out. Then I let it down, and then the anti-sway bar went out and the suspension went down. So you definitely need to jack up the suspension to put these end links back in. So basically I'm going to mimic this setup, obvious reasoning. and set it up exactly like this side. Just gonna get the length going here. I'm gonna spread these out here until they match the length. That's pretty easy. See, matched. Well, not exactly yet. Obviously, I'm probably just going to get a tape measure and measure these from end to end here. Measure from the middle to the middle of here and do the same on this side. Where's my tape measure? There it is. So we got E in the middle, approximately, and then we got, it's about, pretty hard to do this one-handed. I want to say it's about between, moving a lot, but I have shaky hands. I just want to say between the quarter and the almost a half. Every time I move it, though, it recenters. I'm not going to tilt it at an angle. So I'm going to go with approximately, I'm going to say between a quarter and a half. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6/16 is 2 divided by that is 3. 6/16. Yeah, that's 3/8. No, 6. Yeah, 3/8. So 13 3/8. Okay, then I'll adjust this to 13 3/8. Done. Looks like it's somewhere around there. Got a little bit of ways. Oh, center it again. It's about to the half of that screw, or that Allen keyhole. Yeah. And then this is not quite there yet. Oh, this thing's moving. Gotta make sure this is accurate too. Should be right there. Good thing this thing's got a lot of adjustability as well. Anyways, I'll get that adjusted, and getting this faced the right way like this, matching this factory stock one, and we'll get it put on there, and I'll drive around and see what adjustments I need. So I did it with 2 hands. Now I got it perfect. So now I'm just, what I'm doing is I'm just locking this, locking this neck into place. I'm gonna tight that down, or I mean not tight it down. I'll just tight it with I think it's an 18mm nut. So I'll just lock that into place and then get that installed. Hey guys, see, I just want to show you it's preload to stock height, and see how the anti-sway bar is far away from this. And I got the jack here. Watch the movement. See, I'm getting it. I'm raising so I can get that up into that hole. So there's some, getting it closer and closer. And I already got this side slipped into place, which actually, now I think about it, put that a little bit of a nut on here just to hold it in place so it doesn't fall out on me. Doing my stuff here. I'm gonna lock these into place, and that will eventually get there. Raising it. Oh, a little bit more. Game of millimeters, guys, not even inches. There, that's it. And I'll get this washer into place on this side. I don't want to say piece of cake, but really is not. Oh, look at that interesting situation. There's the water thing in the way. Okay, I'm just going to button these down. You can use an open end wrench and tighten that up. Because there's also this lock piece right here, so you can tighten it either way. Alright, and then I'll get that installed, tighten these up. And then this has, I think that's a 17 millimeter. You can use a box wrench, open box wrench, and adjust it accordingly. Now that I got tension on the wheel raised up. And when I let it down, this axle was hitting the anti-sway bar. There's this pink, so obviously you don't want to extend this and get it down there. And so it'll be like the same side on the opposite side, but I believe my driver's side, the anti-sway bar is installed here and it goes straight down. This one actually flips on the opposite side of that strut. So it would probably be two different lengths. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. Hi guys, just finished installing the rear end link. So FYI note, I discovered that little, what do you call it? That piece right there, that's useful in tightening this up down here. You know, put an open box there and another open box and then tighten this up. But what's even easier too is to use a socket wrench with an Allen adapter. Let's see if I have it right here. And this is a size number 5. So I stuck that in the hole here, like that. I held it in place. And then I used an 18 millimeter open box wrench. 18? No, I'm sorry, not 18, 19, right? I'm gonna put my 19 on there. Yeah, that's my 19. And I tighten these bad boys up. I have a long one. This one's about a foot long. And tighten that up. I used that as well on this side. So I discovered that the Allen key is is the best way to tighten these up. And just a side note, I don't know if Spulen ran out of parts or something, but this one down here, I had to use a 22 open wrench. A 21 open wrench to reach that and tighten it. And then lo and behold, that's not a 21, that's a 22 millimeter. So be aware that maybe they come in different sizes, and I thought, I was like, oh man, my mind's playing tricks on me, but I tested it, tightened them down. So I tightened those locking nuts down and adjustability, and now it's done. So that's what that looks like on the front. All right, you can back out right there. See the DCC? Okay, thanks for watching. Just recapping on driver's side end link install. You'll notice that it just installs directly down to this side, while the passenger side actually slipped on the opposite side and installed on this way because of the way their bracket is, I suppose, and that's how they designed it. And how I measured this out as well is the factory stock too. It's 13 and a quarter. So I adjust the 13 and a quarter. This, again, this side was a 22 millimeter to lock that, and that was a 21 millimeter. This right here, when you hold it in place, that's a 17 millimeter open box wrench. And then, you know, that's number 6 millimeter Allen, and then a 19 millimeter socket right here. And I just snugged it up nice and tight, you know. I would say it's like 55 foot-pounds that I did it at. I didn't spec it, but I tightened it down tight. This, you can still see I have a smear of anti-seize, so if I need to adjust this, I can adjust this, undo this, and adjust it. The nuts over there I put back there, I put green Loctite. So I got green Loctite here and here. Green is the weakest of the Loctites because there's already a lock washer there as well. So that's what it looks complete. Let's see it out there. Thanks for watching.